This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed musician, Giles. But before we get to our interview, here is a sneak peek at the song Flex from his latest album, Sweet Nothings.
I just wanna show you off and put you on. Show you what I'm about, baby. Right. I just wanna show you off and put you on. Take it off, it won't be long. We can take the long way home. Love the vibes, girl, come on. I just wanna show you off and put you on. Take it off, it won't be long. We can take the long way home. Love the vibes, girl, come on. I just wanna show you off and put you on. Take it off, it won't be long. We could take the long way home. We could, okay. I just wanna chill real quick. Came up on the scene and saw you, damn, you thick. Know these other niggas cannot handle it. Picks up on the grandma, they show this her pic. I know you keep these bitches blocked. Niggas searching for you up and down around the clock. Ex hitting up your phone and blowing up your spot. I could be the one to calm it down and keep it locked. Ooh, baby, I need it. Like your number running, you know that I could be that. Say that can't nobody in here match up to me yet. And I don't even really got them paying a fee yet. So can you believe it? I'm just getting my feet wet. Me and you a vibe is something that you ain't seen yet. And I can tell the feature if you got some of me in it. And I just water wood and I just got some new tree in it. Oh yeah, I just wanna show you off and put you on. Take it off, it won't be long. We can take the long way home. Love the vibes, girl, come on. I just wanna show you off and put you on. Take it off, it won't be long. We could take the long way home. Love the vibes, girl, come on. I'm just trying to...
Well, hello, Giles. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing so much better now that I'm finally speaking with you. I think we've been planning this for months now.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
Listen, Giles, I'm so excited you're coming on board this amazing new social media app. I know you told me offline you've been playing around with it for a few months now. And before we get into that, I want to know how the whole idea for your album Sweet Nothings came about, and specifically the song Flex.
Okay, so this year I kind of took a lot of time off, like building my catalog back up, because last year I dropped a full-length project called R&B Mode. And really, I just wanted to give like a care package for the winter season. And Flex was an accidental song. Like one of my go-to producers for songs, he wasn't sending me any of my usual slow stuff. And I just kind of rolled with it and took back. It's kind of a reminiscent story of a back and forth with a girl that I met at a party a few years ago, and kind of how that relationship went about. And the beat really helped it along. Between that and listening to Pharrell and Jay-Z's Frontin', it was mad inspired by that. So yeah, definitely.
I love it. And I also love, like, as an artist, that you were inspired by another artist, but still like made it your own and a personal take on that situation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Giles.
That's always great to be able to take from other artists without taking from other artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my God, wait, what's the quote? Imitation is the best form of flattery. I mean,
oh yeah. That's a good one.
It's like one of two quotes I know, Giles, so don't get impressed.
Okay.
Listen, I also want to know, Giles, obviously you're an acclaimed musician. You kind of can do it all. I want to know where you were born and when you realized that music was going to be a big part of your life.
I would say I was 10 in fourth grade at the Christmas musical. One of my friends had gotten in trouble, and so I had a small part, but it wasn't as lengthy as my other friend who got in trouble, like in the nick of time, like that day. And I got to do his longer part singing during my solo or whatever. And afterward, I got like all the parents were running up to me and letting me know how great I sounded on the mic. And even some of my classmates were like, man, you sound good. So that's when between that and like later on that Christmas season, I saw Michael Jackson's, what's that? American Dream. So that and that, I was like, yeah, I definitely could do this, just like Michael, you know? So it kind of grew into now.
Well, I can't wait for the day, Giles, when you're going to be getting kids more and more saying, I want to be just like Giles.
Same.
It's going to happen for you because not only are you talented, Giles, I can just feel your vibe. You're a kind soul of the planet. You've obviously done the work on yourself as a human and an artist. And I'm curious to know if, during these past 18 months, you've been able to kind of really look within and maybe reacquaint yourself with that inner child to really ask yourself, why is it really why I do what I do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of stuff got locked down, so we were stuck inside. So I had to make sure that this was going to be able to sustain and be freeing for me at the same time. So yeah, I definitely think in this past 18 months, a year and a half, right? Okay. I guess increasing my writing process. A lot of times I don't get to chill and like live, art imitates life. So I gotta live some of the music out first. But since I was at work all the time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't like watch movies and catch up on anything to draw for more inspiration or go out with friends and stuff to pick up more stories and whatnot, So now, kind of thank you, COVID, for kind of getting my job closed for a little bit so I can have more free time. So I guess it just gave me hella free time to relax and find recenter with myself. Also, I was able to go out and see my dad. He passed a few years ago, so I wasn't able to go back and forth and see him as frequently because of work. So now I can take time off every few months or whatever and sit out there like I want to. So that's a lot, really big. Oh no, really big piece of what's been detrimental for this past year and a half of my music. Being able to reconnect with that part, making stuff that my dad will like, keeping that in perspective.
Wow, that's very moving. And I think it's also cool that you've been able to, Giles, take something like the pandemic, where a lot of artists might have not been able to, if they're not able to know, they didn't know how to use their time. But the fact that you looked at it as an opportunity to be still. And
right.
I think that's really inspirational and aspirational. I think to also a lot of young artists out there who look at you and look at the fact that you took the time to, dare I say, enjoy the stillness, to then be reactivated once things started to slowly but surely open up.
Right, definitely.
Well, listen, Giles, I could speak with you forever, but I want to let our audience know before I ask my final question. For more on the incredible Giles, you can read more about him right below this video. Giles, if you could give advice to the young Gileses out there, what would it be?
Find your sound and make music for the people that you want to hear your music, not for your family. Make it for the audience that you want to find you. I spend a lot of time trying to make pop music and what was it? I can't think of it, not dubstep, some really upbeat stuff when I first came out, like Chris Brown, and that wasn't the right influence, the right lane for me. So like thinking more, if I could talk to myself, I definitely tell myself, find the best stuff for you, what fits best in your range.
I love that, Giles, because I think as artists, the little kid in us is always maybe at times trying to please our family, when maybe just choosing the lane that's most authentic for us is going to reach out to those other young, older versions of us out there who jive, but it's going to be coming from an authentic place, not a maybe pared down version to kind of please family members.
You don't want your family to be like, oh, I don't want you talking about that, and I don't want you talking about that. But there's people who want to hear my perspective on that and like how I speak on certain things. So they're waiting for me to speak on this topic and sing about this. I botched date or everything going the way it planned.
And it's your life. It's your
yeah,
life, not theirs. And I know that's tough. Believe me, I can tell you're very close with your family. I am too. So constantly, if I'm directing a piece, if they're like, "Oh, Will,
mm,
that's a little really," I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
I'm the director of my career, not you.
exactly.
But I love you and I appreciate you.
Yeah,
But
of course. But dial it back. Yo, yeah, this is definitely me.
listen, Giles,
Yeah,
you're incredible. I'm so excited you're joining this amazing new app where I know that you're not only going to be able to connect with other artists around the country, but also around the world. And you're an amazing talent. And I'm really grateful for your time today. Thank you.
thank you.